piss off, the foul-mouthed son of a bitch. Must see face, the most corrupted man, the most hated man, the most despised man in sport today. All I want you to do is click, like, subscribe, and share. And that's the bottom line. Mr. Piss Off said so.
Comptonmania is wrestling that started in the city of Compton. Wrestling is something that changed my life, and I feel like it could do a great service to the city of Compton. He is our three-time Compton Boulevard champion. That's defended 365, 24/7, is on site. Hell,
my birthday.
Oh man, come
on. It really
on.
must be my birthday because you're looking at the top champion at Comptonmania.
Mr. Pissoff, the mayor? You got your reference? Oh, no, Shiloh, not now.
I don't know what you're talking about over here. I really am not going to do anything.
What do you think about American wrestling?
I think it's beautiful as long as y'all know what you're doing with each other. I think it's beautiful. Praise God. God gave everybody different talent to work with, and that's a blessing. It's from God. Amen. That's a blessing. Praise God.
Oh, London, I'll see you May 21st.
Oh! I heard a pop. Oh, my God.
You'll be Mr. One Belt, and that's it. You can't leave.
Where you going?
You ready to go?
Come back!
I'm scared. Scared to fight?
Well, I guess Sad Boy, is still the Compton Boulevard champion. Make sure you stay tuned.
It's me, the mother man. I can never show you my true identity. But Cameron, let me see a poster. Woolsey, Comptonmania. March 5th. Where are you from? Be there. And ladies and gentlemen, join the mania by buying the merch. This shirt, where are you from? Special event, $35. Woolsey. But let's take you back to the original. Comptonmania, $20. It's gone. But it's still here. And then the Comptonmania costs money. Credit or debit? Woolsey, we got it in white in the original green. This right here is how you become Comptonmania certified. Woolsey.
About that day when we will be victimized with what is life's final common denominator. That's something we call death. We all think about it, and every now and then I think about my own death, and I think about my own funeral, and I don't think of it in a morbid sense. And every now and then I ask myself, what is it that I would want said? And I leave the word to you this morning. If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. And every now and then I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That isn't important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school. I'd like somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to give his life serving others. I'd like for somebody to say that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I want you to say that day that I tried to be right on the war question. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try to feed the hungry. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to clothe those who were naked. I want you to say on that day that I did try in my life to visit those who were in prison. I want you to say that I tried to love and serve humanity. Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Say that I was a drum major for peace. I was a drum major for righteousness. And all of the other shallow things will not matter. I won't have any money to leave behind. I won't have the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind. But I just want to leave a committed life behind. And that's all I want to say. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word of song, if I can show somebody he's traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a Christian ought, if I can bring salvation to a world once wrought, if I can spread the message as the Master taught, then my living will not be in vain. Yes, Jesus, I want to be on your right or your left side. Not for any selfish reason. I want to be on your right or your left side, not in terms of some political kingdom or ambition, but I just want to be there in love and in justice and in truth and in commitment to others so that we can make of this old world a new world.
Happy MLK Day, guys. What is the deal? What is the deal? Let me see. Can y'all hear me real quick? Can y'all hear me? What's up? Okay, I can hear me good. Okay, okay. What's up, Rammed Out Danny? What's the deal? Rams for life. Happy MLK Day. What's the deal, everybody? What's the deal, everybody? Oh my goodness. I haven't went live in a minute simply because a lot of stuff has just been overwhelming. Overwhelming. But happy MLK Day. Today we're gonna talk about some wildfires a little bit. I know that's kind of crazy. We're gonna talk about the Rams and the Eagles. And I'm gonna have my partner on today, man. I'm gonna have my partner on today. I got my guy Anthony Lavelle. I'm finna bring up in a second. Um, but right before I bring him up, I want to let y'all know that this Saturday, we have another food giveaway. Pastor Desiree. Now never mind this date. This is where it's usually at, but it's gonna be January. Let me look at the calendar. I think it's. Let me make sure I'm right. Let's see. It's gonna be January 24th, which is the fourth Saturday. So January 24th, it's gonna be a community giveaway, free groceries. Um, 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 this is the address right here, 530 West Alondra Boulevard, Compton, California, 90221. Excuse me. So it's this Saturday, January 24th. Come get your free groceries. Um, Yeah, groceries are still expensive. Come get your free groceries. Come early. Come out. Come out. Come out. Um, Also upcoming Comptonmania days is we will be in Vegas WrestleMania weekend and Level Up weekend, which is um that'll be April 25th through the 27th. So April through the 25th through the 27th, we'll be up there with Versus Pro Wrestling. So we'll be out there in Vegas for that event. Anything that come up sooner, I most definitely will keep you guys abreast to what's happening. But that's that. So let me bring up my partner right now. What's up with it, Anthony?
What's good with you?
Man, I've been pretty good, man. Been pretty good. Trying to stay busy, man. How about you? I see you and your son right there. That's your little twin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my pride and joy right there.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, man, look here, Anthony. We on here. We shooting a mess right now. I
Mm.
want to talk about some of the wildfires that's been going on, that has had me kind of stressed out, honestly. The last week or so, just the wildfires and what's up with it, triple OG? Um, like but before I say that, is there anything you want to say about Martin Luther King? Because I know I just skipped over that. Because I know, anything you want to say about Martin Luther King on Martin Luther King Day?
Well, in regards to Martin Luther King, let's not forget who he originally stood for, what he originally stood for. Like, he was an advocate of reparations. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Martin Luther King was an advocate. He was an advocate for reparations. Okay. He stood up for blue collar workers, right? That was one of the last major things he was involved in right before his untimely passing, was that he was out there in the trenches. He was out there fighting for workers' rights. So let's not get anything twisted here. And who, I mean, don't get me wrong, like he wanted, I mean, of course, he made the famous quote, "A threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." So he was all for humanity, across the globe in all facets, no matter which marginalized groups we're talking about, as far as different injustices that's going on around the world. But let's not get all of that twisted and forget that Martin Luther King stood for reparations. So he was fighting for it then. We still fighting for it now.
That's
So
what's up,
that's what I got to say about MLK.
man. That's what's up. I put this
The
speech.
dream lives on.
Yeah, I put the speech that I put on here to start off the show with that specific speech because it just talks about how say that he was a good man overall, over everything, the Nobel Peace Prize or whatever. Just say that he tried to love somebody, that he tried to feed, the ones that didn't eat, and put clothes on the backs to those who didn't have their backs, and just also being a Christian man, just you know, being on the right side of God. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that was a really powerful speech because I know a lot of times we talk about the "I have a dream" speech, and that's dope. You know what I mean? But to me, this was one of my favorite speeches because it puts the accountability on the person to be as best as you possibly can be, and that's what I think about MLK. And happy MLK Day, and thank him for his legacy for sure, for sure. Yeah, did you hear the claps?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
dope.
okay. It's kind of delayed. I gotta learn to use my sound pad now that I got it. Um, but nah, man. So yeah, so talk to me, Anthony. Like with the wildfires, I was really like I took it really bad. And honestly, hold on, wait. Before I do this, shout out to King Triv. Listen, Triv, my condolences, man. Blessings to you and your family. My man lost his grandma, and mm, like so, we showing mad love to you, Trev, man. All love and respect, my G. Yeah, I had to do that. My man's done put in work out here, the first ever Compton Boulevard champion. Um, that's why we here for. And that's see, with Martin Luther King, you start off by just you want to be good, man. That's it, man. All love, bro. You're very appreciated and respected. Never ever forget that, dog. You matter tremendously. You know what I'm saying? Um, real talk. But the fires had me kind of depressed and like and I wasn't even necessarily affected, but I didn't want to go live. I'm like, yo, people are losing their houses. Like to me, one of the worst things ever. Um, you have your house, you have your comfort, your peace, your place where you have all these memories that you can't just pay to get back. Like certain things are just gone. And bro, like I really feel for the families out there. Um, Greater Circle Mission Church, the church where we've done Comptonmania at. Greater Circle Mission Church is 1359 107th Street in Los Angeles, California. Where if you've lost some things from the fire, you can go to the church and they'll give out supplies for you. Anthony, I couldn't even really help like I really wanted to help. You know what I'm saying? I was really feeling bad about it. How did you feel about the fires?
I thought it was sad. I know a few people that it's somewhat affected with it. Thank God their homes didn't get completely destroyed, but they did have to evacuate and relocate. Sorry, I'm trying to shut off um my laptop because it's making noise now.
Okay.
Um, but I thought it was a sad situation. um so many people that are displaced and affected by it, and these are things that you wish that you could prepare for, but it don't always turn out the way that you would like in terms of how the preparedness is executed, because you could be prepared all day long, but when tragedy actually hits, trying to execute that, it's easier said than done. A lot of people lost homes, a lot of people lost businesses, and a lot of people have lost, there's people that lost lives, and lost loved ones within the fire. And so I just pray for all of the victims and the family of those victims, and hopefully, slowly but surely, they could, all come together and rebuild, and just try to move forward in all of this. But my heart goes out to all of the families that were affected by this, and it's going to take time for everyone to fully recover from this. But as long as we continue to lean on one another and support one another, then even this too shall pass.
Yeah, man, that was good. So now, what I want to show you right now is Bill Maher's take on the whole thing, and then I think it's about 7 minutes. So we watched the Bill Maher thing, and then we could talk about how we feel about certain stuff. But yeah. So here we go, y'all. Y'all in the chat. I want to know what y'all think about everything. Also, make sure that you guys liking it when you come in too, please. Especially when you are on any platform. Make sure you guys like and even comment, because that's how we get the cha-ching. You know what I mean? So come in, make sure you like, comment, man. Let's cook. And this is what Bill Maher, his whole take on the fires, and then I guess we'll talk right after it. All right. All right. Shout out to Bill Maher. I got the description is in the fair use. The description is in the chat. If you guys want to watch the whole thing and go follow Bill Maher, you're more than welcome to. Reading a comment on Instagram. It says uh, royally royally rooted shop. My bad. She said, "Yeah, we deal with too much tech for these things to be going on. Simple things can help and prevent these things. We too smart. A society that keeps playing dumb." Oh, excuse me. What do you think about all this, Anthony? How do you feel about it?
I just think it's poor leadership, really, because it's there's no excuse that you could even come up with. It should be no excuse. It should never be no excuse as to why you can't get water to come out of a fire hydrant, right? I mean, like, you remember when we was kids, right? And you
Right.
remember those Smokey the Bear commercials that we used to
Only
watch when we
you
was
can
kids?
prevent forest
Only
fires.
you can prevent forest fires, right?
Right,
So it's
right.
not like this is a new thing with California. There's
Right.
always been little fires here and there, maybe not as massive as this, right? But it's always been a fire problem in California. The same way California really supposed to be known for its earthquakes and its
Mhm.
aftershocks. It's also known has been known for its fires, the brush fires, fires in the mountains, and even out here where I'm at, like even though a lot of the fires that are set are from arsonists, a lot of them are homeless people that are going into the mountains starting fires. But this is a problem that has been around in California forever. So the fact that you're not prepared for something like this is just a total and massive failure, and I knew Governor Newsom was a clown even during COVID, because I remember during COVID when they had the shutdown and he put out the mandate and he was telling everybody that we had to wear our mask, right? But then he went to this party, right? And he didn't have his mask on, right? But he just got done telling everybody else how important it was for us to wear our mask, and we can't go anywhere or do anything, go to any go out in public or go to any type of business or do anything unless we have on our mask. And yet he was at a party exposed, right, and had no mask on. And I'm like, what is this? You just put out a mandate, right? You just put out a California mandate that we're all supposed to wear a mask. And here you are this whole time, you ain't wearing no mask. So it's like, I knew he was a clown then, you know, and, you know, the situation with Karen Bass, again, this is the problem that we have with all of these diversity hires, and we're this we gotta push this. We gotta put this person in office or in this position because they're a woman, or they're because of their sexual orientation or because of their race. No, like, when are we going to get qualified people in these positions? Like, putting voting somebody into a position that they're not qualified for is irresponsible. And I think part of that, we have to kind of take an L on that too, as California residents, because we are partly to blame because we are voting these people in office. And it's a reason why California is slowly losing its grip as being a democratic state, because for a long time California has been a blue state. And I've seen the map. It was a few weeks ago I was looking over the map. Even during the elections, I was seeing that California is not as blue um as it used to be, and there's even some shades of red that we're seeing in certain parts of California, including Los Angeles County. So California really do need to get their stuff together, because if they keep this up, California, it's going to be like Texas in California but with high taxes. It's gonna be the cost of living in California is still gonna be high. It's just the only difference is that it's gonna be turning from blue to red. So California definitely needs to get its act together. But this is why I also say too that it's not just important for us to put emphasis on the national elections. Like, we also got to get involved in our local elections, get involved with your mayor, and just do your research and do your homework when you're voting on these particular candidates. Like, don't just vote out of feelings, don't even vote out of emotions. Like, do your homework,
So,
check their track record, and see what policies that they were for, they were against, they voted for, they voted against. Just check their track record, and if
right.
it's not lining up to your whatever it is that you stand on, then you need to exercise that power and vote against that.
So, so
Because yeah, go
right.
ahead.
So Scholes wrote, he said, how about insurance companies canceling people's fire insurance because they don't want to pay out because of the fire?
Well, a lot of these insurance companies, like a lot of them are scams. Like, and like even with the whole, like not to get off topic, but we saw what happened with that one CEO that got shot and killed basically in broad daylight. Um, um a lot of these home insurance companies, like it all depends, like I mean, I don't like, to be honest, I'm not a homeowner, so I don't, as far as like having like homeowners insurance, I don't really know the ins and outs with that. But I do say, I will say this: if you're paying on home insurance, if you're whatever company that you're with, if they're not uh thorough, and if they're not fully transparent, in whatever it is that you're signing up for, you're going to be screwed, because they come up with all kind of loopholes as to why they can't pay you out that insurance money. But I did see an ad on YouTube not too long ago. They do have something in place to where they have a lawsuit going against the Department of Water, against the Los Angeles Department of Water, and you could be eligible to receive up to $500,000. They have that option. I don't know how many other options you have of getting some type of relief for your home, but a lot of these insurance companies are they're legal, they're like legalized scams.
You know what was crazy too with insurance companies. I remember at my grandma's house, we was under a certain insurance, and before we could even make a payment, they was like, "Look, you gotta clip this, and fix that, or we're going to cancel the insurance." So it's like insurance companies, boy, you got to be there to the T. But then also too, I do know a little bit about the insurance. There are some scams too, but then also, insurance companies, it's a business. So they trying to get more money in than they dish out. So also too, it's like different things, preventative measures that we can take for certain things. Is like if you don't do those certain things, they will pull out. They will pull out. I'm not saying it's right or not. I think it sucks that I think you should just have house insurance, which means whatever happened to the house, I should be insured. It shouldn't be like you get fire insurance. Well, you got to have earthquake insurance. That to me is utter bullshit. Like if I have a kitty for anything that happens to the house, that's the kind of, I don't know. But like you said too, I don't necessarily own a home right now. So like it's certain different research that I need to start going into so I could be prepared, because that really just shows you that life hit you. Like, what are these people gonna do? Like,
And to your
how are
point,
you gonna serve all those people? Like how are they're sleeping in shelters, they're in their cars, like that's what? Like what do you ain't nobody trying to hear. It's cold right now in these streets. It's cold, bro. Like I don't even know how all the business works in this situation, but it's just like it really makes me think of just like Mama Jenny used to tell me, you need to have some money for just some destruction is going to take place, but in order to play that game, you need to have a lot of money because you're gonna need millions to the side just in case of something happens. Like that's wild. Especially in
yeah,
California, the real estate is crazy.
and to your point too, they have like, and they like we were saying, like these insurance companies have all kind of loopholes in the fine print of ways of getting around paying you your money. Like if your house is 30, 40 years old and you haven't done any the proper renovations, or if your house is not within guidelines of the fire code, and it's they do their inspections on that house and it's not deemed safe, they could use that as an excuse not to pay you out that money, you
Yeah.
know. So they have all kind of reasonings as to why, at least legally, I know it's kind of like, it's kind of grimy, but they have a bunch of legal loopholes that can get them out of paying you that money if something were to happen to your home, even if it's something that happened that's not within your control, that wasn't necessarily your fault per se. They could say, well, your house wasn't properly structured, or you had termites, or you had these wirings, these electrical wires were out of place. They could come up with so many different reasons as to why you had so many all of these different code violations, and they could use any one of them to say, oh, this is a reason why we can't issue out this money. So it's just it sucks.
Man.
But yeah, it's always good to have insurance. And even if you don't own a home, if you're just renting, get renter's insurance as well. You want to, because anything could happen, and if something were to happen that you're liable for, you're going to be fresh out of luck. So it's always good to have insurance, even if that insurance is kind of crooked, but it's better than not having nothing at all. But you want to
Yeah.
make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and line up all your ducks in a row, because if they're going to issue out any insurance company, and not just with homeowners insurance, but with life insurance, death insurance, all that stuff, they don't just
Xbox insurance,
any kind of
the
insurance.
camera insurance,
You got to make
home
sure,
insurance.
like, they're not going to pay out anything unless they know that, okay, like, you covered, you lined up all your ducks in a row. There's nothing that they could come at you with. They have to pay this money. That's the only way you're going to get it.
For
And
sure.
trust to believe they're going to find all kind of ways of not paying you, because that's the whole point of how they do business, as you alluded to. That's the whole point of how insurance companies stay in business. You
Absolutely.
continue to pay them every single month, and that accumulates. And
Yep.
anything that they have to pay out, like, you better make sure all of your ducks is lined up in a row, or else they ain't giving you nothing.
And that's wild because you might as well just pay yourself for a just in case fund then. You know what I mean? Like, because like yeah, but we ain't finna get too deep because I'm gonna need to bring somebody up in here who's super abreast on it. You know what I mean? To really go in on it. But guys, listen, this is what I need y'all to do. If you have not liked the page, make sure you like the channel. Um, um, like it, give it a comment. Make sure you. What is your comments on this? We will respond to these comments. And also check this
This
out.
is Mr. Piss Off, the five-mouth son of a bitch. Must see face, the most corrupt man, the most hated man, the most despised man in sport today. All I want you to do is click, like, subscribe, and share. And that's the bottom line. Mr. Piss Off said so.
There we go. And yeah. So also Skull says having insurance is like playing a game of chess. Yeah, you're always playing chess whether you want to or not. Like that's a game of life. Like you got to pick and choose of how you're going to be able to get things done, and there's always going to be things that's going to block your moves. And you just got to be savvy, you got to be patient, and you got to believe in your moves. Um that's that. Also, we're gonna talk about the Rams, man. I don't really have like a graphic, but we lost to the Eagles yesterday, 22-28. And Anthony, I was for sure that the Rams was gonna win 29-28. On that last drive. Man, just to first talk about this. I am super. I mean, of course I wanted us to win. But I am super proud of this team. I'm proud of this uniform. I'm proud to put on the blue and gold until I'm dead and cold. I'm proud to be a Los Angeles Ram fan. I love the coaching. I love the I love the organization. I love Les. I love Kevin Demoff. I love the way how they structure the team. I love the way how we don't play with the drama. Like if somebody has drama, we get rid of them because we've created a culture that's about we not me, Ram culture, executing. Um, just super proud, man. We went to the snow with one of the youngest teams. Started off 1-4, the only team uh, in NFL history to go back to back, start 3 games behind 500 and make the playoffs both years. The second year, get a home playoff game, go to possibly one of the Super Bowl favorites, the Philadelphia Eagles, with probably a generational type of running back, Saquon Barkley. And even though he got 3 touchdowns on us and he ran like crazy, we still was in shooting distance of taking their heads off. Yo, what a team. What a team. We talking about Braden Fisk, who got hurt earlier. Um Jared Verse was talking, and I love people that talk mess, but not only does he talk mess, he backed that shit up with like a couple of sacks yesterday. Um this young defensive line where we lost Aaron Donald to come back with Kobe Turner, Young, Braden Fisk, Jared Verse. We had number 92, I forget his name. We got so many different fellas that contributed, and everybody that have all this smoke for Matthew Stafford, for him to be able to do what he's done at the age that he's at and still being able to hold his own in the snow, I was proud of him. Puka dropped a couple of passes, but he also made a great pass. Cooper Cup did his thing. I know people were saying production is a little lower, but listen, I know my team. I pay attention. And our offensive line was something that was trying to get it together. We finally kind of sort of got it together. I am super excited about what the Rams going to do in the future. And as long as we got Sean McVay at the helm, I am a believer. And even if he's not at the ham, I'm a Ram for life. Don't matter what, man. I'm a Los Angeles Ram, and I was proud of the fight that we put up. Um, what you think, Anthony? Being a Colts fan.
Uh, nah, y'all did y'all thing, you know. I mean, the fact that y'all battled back in a division that a lot of people picked San Francisco to win, because I mean, for a brief period, it did look like San Francisco was going to take that division, you know, but they got riddled with injuries with Christian McCaffrey, and then Debo Samuels. He wasn't the same player, you know. Uh, and they just everything just kind of like crumbled and fell apart for them. And then the Seahawks tried to sneak their way in at the last second, and for them it was too little, too late. And so the fact that I mean, the NFC West is going to be one of those divisions where it's always going to be wide open, where any one of those teams could win. Like that's the type of division you'll never expect a team to get no more than 9 or 10 wins on an average per year, because it's that competitive. Even with the Arizona Cardinals, you know what I mean? Like they're a young team coming up too. That's slowly trying to figure out their identity. But still, it's a competitive division, So the fact that you guys started off the way that y'all did and then came back and battled back and worked your way into the playoffs, that's something you can hang your hat on, especially after losing Aaron Donald like that, a big presence like that, and just to regroup that quickly and still be relevant as a playoff team. Like that's I mean, that's dope. My question to you is what improvements do you want to see them make going into next year specifically?
I think that's a great question. But before I give you that question, I'm gonna play this video so we can see what ESPN Los Angeles, Travis Rogers, and uh, say about it real quick, and then we'll get back to my opinion. One-
77710 ESPN. Let's go to Greg. Greg, you're up next. You're on the Rams postgame show with Travis and Kirk. What's up?
Hi, Travis and Kurt. How you doing?
I'm doing
First time calling. I was just wondering, when's Kyrie Williams' rookie contract up? Because he's a fumbling machine. I remember him doing that at Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, Greg, and I appreciate the phone call. It happened again today. It happened against Minnesota. You go back to the game, the Jalen Carter fumble that he had today. Though it was nearly an instant
copy.
replay
What
of the
happened.
fumble he had in week 1 or in week 12. The first fumble he had against the Eagles. He had 2 fumbles against the Eagles back in week 12. But Greg, look, this is not something that popped up today. He has a tendency to put the ball on the ground, and he's got to fix that. Look, Blake Corum is here. Blake Corum will not be a rookie next year. His arm will heal. He will be here, and I would imagine that Sean McVay is as aware as anybody else that he's not going to continue to play a guy that puts it on the ground when he has other options like Corum.
Yeah, I think for me, it's not about building up trust in him. I just don't believe that he is that guy.
Because of the fumbling or because of the lack of explosives?
To me, he's a complimentary back.
Okay.
Do I want him on my roster? Yes. But I don't trust that he can carry the entire carrying load that a team. I love what Detroit does. And sometimes you take things away from other teams. I love that Detroit has a Jameer Gibbs and a David Montgomery. I love that aspect of their offense. I love that even when I look at the Ravens right now, they have a Lamar and a Derrick Henry. He's not Saquon Barkley. And Saquon Barkley has built that trust and that resume.
Sure.
We just keep talking about it, and it just keeps coming back to me. Seeing Jared Goff go through what he did last night in the divisional round against Washington is that he has that in him. He has the ability to turn the ball over that many times. Kyron Williams has the ability to put the ball on the ground 2 plays in a game, and you cannot do that. And I don't want to have that in the back of my mind. So I think at some point the Rams have to figure out, do you bring in a veteran back to spell him? I think he's great in spurts.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the 6th man coming off the bench.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is that there are some teams who get him going, and then all of a sudden they bring in a 6th man, let him go for a little bit, bring him back. Like the Rams need to develop some sort of 1-2 punch.
I think this is related to Kyren, but not specifically just about Kyren. They need to get more explosive on offense. The offense is good,
Right.
but when the Rams score, they drive the ball down the field. They very rarely pop something from distance. That's just not the way that the offense is constructed. And, Cooper Kupp, we've talked about him, and he clearly is not having an impact on the offense the way he has throughout the earlier part of his career. Puka Nacua is a great wide receiver, but he's not somebody that's going to stretch the field really like that. You don't have a home run hitter in the backfield. The way that they've built their defense over the last couple of years, I think will allow them maybe to go look for something a little bit more explosive offensively in the draft or maybe through trades or free agency.
Yeah, it's
There you have it. That's ESPN Los Angeles, Travis and Curtis, man. And they said it the same way. We need some explosion on offense. We need some explosion on offense. We need some explosion on offense. And Kyron Williams, and I know Tyrone, this is the first thing we need another running back. I'm like, Kyron is good, but my man Curtis is right. I love Kyron, but he is not that guy. You cannot put the ball on the ground that many times because if you think about it, minus that fumble, even though we didn't give up nothing, then the next play, Stafford fumbles. It's like Kyron, he's got to hold on to the football, or that's the next step. I think if the Rams have that explosion on their offense, they're winning a Super Bowl. And us coming up short, not just blaming it on Kyron. I agree with Travis too. We need a home run hitter. We got Puka, who's a constant. Yup. We got Cooper Kupp. Even Higbee when he's healthy. Yup, that's another option. But you need somebody that's gonna take the top off the defense. You need somebody that's just gonna be a pew. So I wouldn't be surprised, if the Rams try to go get a Tyreek Hill or something. I don't know what that price tag is, but we need that explosion. And once we have that explosion, ain't no team in the NFL gonna want to see us. That's just how I feel. And maybe I'm speaking as a fan, of course. But Yeah, I mean, with less, look at how far we do. Look at how good we do with less. So yeah, I feel like we need some explosion. And Kyron got to stop freaking putting the ball on the ground. Facts.
My follow up question to that is in regards to Kyron Williams. Because to me, it looks like a technique problem. When it's a problem that's been kind of plaguing you, like even before you came into the NFL, and then it's carried over into the NFL. He's done this in the regular season and playoffs. It's not like, what I mean. This is a sudden thing. So if you're a
Mhm.
coach, if you're a head coach, and when you see something like this happen in a very important game of this magnitude, what is the deciphering factor of when you're thinking as a coach, okay, I love this kid, but I have to pull him because if I don't, like it's gonna hurt us, and it's already putting us
At
behind the eight ball.
at at that specific time yesterday, Blake Corum had just got hurt against Seattle. Seattle, he broke his arm. That's the initial backup to Kyron. And then the backup that we have is Ronnie Rivers, but Ronnie Rivers is like our third backup. So even though Kyron fumbled, he's still a better option than Ronnie Rivers. You know what I mean? And now, now, what I mean, when you're thinking about it, is it? Is it? Because do you win with Ronnie Rivers? You know what I mean? Does he not fumble? Does he make the same impact? Kyron is a very talented back. He knows how to he's picking up the block very well. He knows how to hit the holes. He's a very strategic runner. He just gotta not fumble the ball. And like they said, he showed that it's in him. So it's hard to unsee that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So
yeah. It's just
it's
ball
it's
security is very important in the
very,
NFL. And you
very.
already know when they're making tackles, they're trying to punch that ball out. So it's
Yeah.
like when you're a young player, you got to be aware of that, you
And on
know?
top of that too, you're playing in the snow. You know what I mean? So it's even harder. But that's something. Remember when that year before Cooper Cup got hurt, we went against the Vikings in Minnesota. Cup was about to score, and then they knocked the ball out, and it was a fumble, and Minnesota wound up beating us that year. The whole thing was, can Cup hold on to the ball? And Cup do not drop the ball. Like, you know what I mean? His cup runneth over, but he proved that. And this is why the offseason, if you're a Ram fan, you should be really excited of what is to come for the Rams.
Maybe you should take a page out of the Lions book and get like a one-two
Yeah.
punch like Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery because they
That's
complement
initially
each
what
other well. So
right,
you
that's
wanna you
initially
wanna
what they
have
was
two
doing.
back, yeah, you know.
That was initially what they were trying to do, but Blake Corum got hurt.
Yeah,
But we wanted to see more of that during the season too, but
yeah,
our offensive line wasn't offensive line, and so you don't want to put your young rookie prospect out there where if you do
yeah,
make it to the playoffs, because that's one of the reasons why we felt like we lost to Detroit last year. Once Kyron Williams got hurt, we could not run the ball at all. So it turned us one
yeah,
dimensional. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I think we all on the same page as that. Um,
yeah.
um, Anthony, is there anything you want to tell people before we head out?
Nah, you know, just protect your peace. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody disrupt, disturb, and break you from that peaceful zone that you can be in. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, when you're surrounding yourself with negative energy, negative things, negative people, even because there's millions of different platforms, not just on YouTube but just in the internet in general, and a lot of it is good, a lot of it is uplifting, a lot of it is positive, but then there's others out there where it's like, okay, this is actually counterproductive to my whole mental well-being, so you want to make sure you protect your peace at all times. And just I'm proud of you, Sean, that you have a platform that's continuing to grow, and that you're not only are have you've made you it's kind of like, because you know how some people are kind of like pigeonholed where they could only like talk about one thing, but it's like you've taken yourself out of the box. You don't let people put you in that box. You don't let people pigeonhole you, or it's like, oh, you stick to this one thing or stick to that one thing. No, it's like you're making yourself more diverse and open to speaking on so many other things. Like, even though wrestling is the main theme, but it's like, you're using your platform to talk about. I seen that video you did too not too long ago where you was angry, you was pissed off about
Street race,
the
the
yeah, the
street
street
takeovers.
racing that was going on in the community in Compton. And I felt you on that. And just keep speaking truth to power. Keep speaking with that boldness. And keep standing up for what's right. And I'm proud of you. And just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm right here with you.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. That means the world, bro. Like, you know how it was for us growing up, man. We just want to have something to say. That's it, and do something about it. I'm gonna put you down real quick. Stay in though. I'm gonna just give my final little speech or whatever, and then we'll continue talking. Thank you, Anthony. Love you, bro. Bro, appreciate you.
Sure.
Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Love you too, bro. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
For sure. Bible study coming soon. For sure. Um, what's the deal, fam? Shout out to my boy Anthony for joining me today. Um, really just wanted to get a couple of these things off our chest. Compton Mania, we ain't dead. But we're not really expecting nothing until April. WrestleMania weekend, we'll be in Las Vegas. We'll be with Versus Pro. Um, we'll have a full itinerary coming closer to that date. Remember, this Saturday we have the food giveaway with Anthony Desiree's church. Um, and yeah, the word of the day, man, the mission of the day. I should be sad that my team lost, but you know what? The fight, the fight, the fight, the fight is where it's at. So many people care so much about winning, they underestimate how important the fight is. The fight. You're not gonna win all fights. You're gonna lose fights. Sometimes you're going to get the dog walked out of you. Sometimes it's debilitating to get up and fight some more. Sometimes you question yourself. Sometimes you question your talent. Sometimes you question, am I good enough? Can I do this? Every day when you wake up, just be prepared to fight. Ain't nothing is going to be given to you. For the reward is given to the one who endures. You have to endure. Endure means you're going to go through hell just to have a moment of heaven. But you got to endure. Nothing comes to those who don't work. You don't work, you won't eat. And the cold part about it, even when you work, it's not guaranteed that thou shalt eat. It is a grind, it is a fight every single day, and you have to choose. You have to choose. Are you going to fight or will you quit? Now, listen, there are different fights. You have to be like water because if something is blocking you, you don't have to go head up with the unmovable object. Move around it and continue to flow. Don't let nothing or anybody, most importantly, don't even let yourself stop you. It don't just take hard work. It don't just take blood. It don't just take sweat. It don't just take tears. It takes luck. It takes everything you got, and it also requires rest. Do not overwork your body, for your body has to be taken care of. Because if you don't put no gas in your car, tut, that mug ain't gonna go. You got to put oil in it and you got to fuel it up. And remember, the things that will last is not your accolades, it's your character. Your character is what makes things last. Your character. The gift comes without repentance, but each and every day, me, I have to work on my character. So, yeah, it's your boy, Deshaun Showtime Watkins, your man's. I'm no longer a boy. I need to stop that mess. It's your man's, Deshaun Showtime Watkins. Remember, your character, how you treating people, your character. Stay true to your character. Don't become a character, but have good character. All right? So listen, it's your man, Deshaun Showtime Watkins. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And thank y'all for just riding. All right? All right. So remember, like, subscribe, share. If you want shirts, hit my DM. Me and Wifey will press you up some shirts and send it to you. And by you having Comptonmania merchandise, you will get a discount at participating shows for sure. We want to see everybody draped in that Comptonmania merch. And woozy, woo. And if you whoa, and if you want us to promote your business or anything, hit us up in a DM. Let's do business. Let's make some money. Love. Like it. You better like it. If I don't see no, you better like it.
This is Mr. Piss Off, the foul-mouthed son of a bitch. Must-see face, the most corrupted man, the most hated man, the most despised man in sport today. All I want you to do is click, like, subscribe, and share. And that's the bottom line. Mr. Piss Off said so.